Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kishiryu Sentai RyuSoulger, episode 36. As always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Makotoa.
a dude. Welcome back. We got done watching this episode yesterday, so that you guys could comment, but we didn't get any, so we won't do any comments this week. But that being said, I'm glad that we're back to standard RyuSoulger. Sometimes the plot worked, most times it didn't. I'm glad that we're at the point again where we could just have fun and goof off.
That's the funny thing about this show, as opposed to other shows which we've held expectations to have a decent plot, or to fulfill those story related purposes. And you know what? We don't need that here. We've long since determined we just like having fun with the villains, with some of the characters. It's a good time, and you don't need a complicated story to,
I agree, and I think, I wouldn't be saying this. Yeah, get closer to the camera so you can see what I'm saying.
Yes. Where'd it go?
Yeah, get closer. But I feel like we wouldn't be of this mindset if, the show weren't on some level enjoyable or wasn't fun. The villains for me are down, further down. Down, yeah. Oh, there we go. Yes. All right, perfect. Now it's time for you to slump all the way down as you usually do. There it is. Okay. But I wouldn't be saying this if the show wasn't actually enjoyable and like the villains weren't actually written like, if they weren't well written or at least fun and enjoyable characters to watch.
It's not like a deep, dive into some characters' nuanced emotions. They've got their little quirks, they've got their little stereotypes, and the way they play off each other is just a good time.
And I feel like sometimes those character nuances and just some character work is relegated to helping out the person of the week, the Minosaur victim of the week, because 9 times out of 10 they want to kill themselves, and it requires a lot of emotional labor to get them to a better place, and I think RyuSoulger does that just fine most times.
Yeah. It's funny, in a world where death usually means a power-up, it's and to think that like a lot of our character of the weeks are very suicidal. I wonder if any of them actually died, would they actually prove to be a power-up as well? I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, there was. I mean, we're back on the formula, so it doesn't really feel like there's much to say. I could go into the negatives, which were, this is a speed-based episode. Last episode, we got Pink learning about speed and developing her speed. This episode, we played into that again when they were training. But lo and behold, when they're in an actual fight, just like last week, speed's just gone. It's fast enough.
Not fast enough.
Which, if they could get the scaling down, I'd be grateful. Or at least, like, present us a scenario in which that's not going to conflict. And again, you had the problem with the RyuSouls, and how they're just used willy-nilly all over the place whenever they're needed. But at least that had the backdoor of, okay, well, that one probably ran out, so they need to get a new one. That's why they didn't use it. But this one, there is no backdoor Like, oh shit, unlearn the ability to run. Like,
Yeah, it's it really goes to show how much of a nothing that little training session was.
I know.
Even with Green, like remember how his training was to like beat a bunch of the like fodder for a while, and then he gets beat the hell up this episode
Well,
by a bunch of fodder.
wasn't he told not to fight back or else she'll get a fork?
That was actually quite entertaining. I love the
that,
giant
that was
fork. That
yeah.
was out of nowhere.
And again, I say this every time they do something this devious, but I absolutely eat it up every time they are the most deplorable. Uh,
Like when they were like when what's his name, the it's not Waz, oh my gosh, it's the freaking Weisel. Yeah, when he like early episode on, he disguises himself as the painter guy's friend or something like that, or and he just, dude, that was brutal.
yeah, and
Oh
in this
man.
episode, Snot Kid just like gets all up into
Yeah.
her
Hmm.
uh into her face and just
He's gotten good at like screwing with people and making them
yeah.
feel horrible about
It's
themselves.
I mean, it's one thing for like sympathetic characters or hero characters to do something a little cringy, sort of like Kanalo,
Yeah.
because like the show is sort of putting us on his side because he's one of the heroes.
Hmm.
So when he does something kind of creepy or kind of wrong like that, it's like, I don't really like this, even though they're lampshading it or even though they're like playing it up for laughs. He's still on the good side. This is sort of like, oh hey, a fun quirk, but when you give it to a bad guy, they're already in the wrong and
Hmm.
they're just so over the top evil about it that
Yeah.
I can't help but
Yeah.
laugh. um
It's
but
been
yeah,
working.
it, it's again, with the more episodic nature of this stuff, it's really harder. uh it's hard to get into the weeds with this one, but I just
Hmm.
um and even the story with the girl was interesting.
Yeah.
um and
Yeah, because she was she actually had something relevant, I guess, to Green's sort of quirk of being the fastest, since she was a race car driver,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
speed. I mean, yeah, it works out that way. Like it was a Green focus episode, and I always wonder. Oh no, that reminds me. Oh my gosh, the way that he kind of just friend zones her, like I couldn't tell if he was just, no, he couldn't have been oblivious because she was coming on to him so hard, and she's like, "Can we meet again?" He's like, "Sure." Like, I'm sure when we both have like we'll both be stronger when we finally meet up again, and I look forward to it platonically as a friend. And she's just,
I don't know, I saw it as not really like pushing her into like, not acknowledging or not wanting to reciprocate her feelings. It's just that like, you know uh,
I'm just
at this
surprised
point,
how bad Green is just like friend zoning her.
well, I
That's the
mean,
thing.
you have the juxtaposition of how he handles his uh interactions with people he could or could not like, or does or
Hmm.
does not like, and then you have Gold, who is just 100% on all the time. So in that sense, I feel like it's a bit jarring,
Yeah.
but I think it was fine. I thought it was cute, and
Hmm.
they work well together. And I would honestly be surprised if she shows up again, that they don't have something together. But if she doesn't show up again, then
I feel like she probably won't, but that's fine.
I doubt it.
Yeah, it's all
I
right.
don't care
Yeah,
mostly, but
pretty much.
well, yeah. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about this episode?
No, not really. I don't think so.
Alright, cool. So guys, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about this episode. And yeah, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.
See ya.
You showed up late. We started doing RyuSoulger.
For real? Wait, what? Did he just... Did you
He just got in.
show up? We
just
literally
got it.
just finished RyuSoulger.
Wait, did we have to watch anything?
No,
We just reviewed it.
we're all caught up. We were just reviewing. What took you so long?
I was playing up. I have a lot of cards.
Jesus Christ.